Hello, astrologers and Wicca enthusiasts. The connection between the Android app Astral Lens and Wicca lies in its potential use as a support tool for making decisions, adjusting calendars, and better planning your rituals. What does that mean? First, let's start by explaining a little more about what Wicca is. Have you ever stopped to look at the sky on a full moon night and felt something different? Something a little magical, as if the world felt more vibrant? Or have you ever felt the urge to connect more with nature, with plants, with the wind, but weren't quite sure how? If you answered yes, you might have more in common with Wicca than you imagine. And don't worry, you don't need to be a scholar or understand complicated symbols. Wicca, at its heart, is about this. Remembering that nature is alive and that we are a part of it. Think of your grandmother or your grandmother's grandmother, who looked at the sky to know when to plant the beans. Or that folk healer in the countryside who used herbs to soothe a child. Wicca revives this ancient wisdom, this relationship of respect for the earth, the cycles of the moon, and the sun. But as a religion, the way we know it today, it's much newer. It emerged in Europe, mainly in England, around the 1950s. The country had just gone through wars, and people were rediscovering old traditions, fairy tales, and folk medicine. A man named Gerald Gardner, somewhat of a scholar of these things, helped bring this knowledge together. He didn't invent it from scratch. He gathered pieces of the old tradition with the modern desire for a faith more connected to the earth, and not so much to traditional churches. The name Wicca comes from an old word meaning to bend, or to shape reality, and it's also related to the word wise. In other words, a Wiccan is someone who seeks the wisdom of nature. In Wicca, the moon is the queen. Know why? Because the moon controls the tides, controls the sap in plants, and, of course, it influences us. Have you noticed that during a full moon, sleep can be lighter, or people get more agitated? It's not crazy. The moon rules emotions, the unconscious. For those who follow this path, each moon phase is the right time to do something different. It's as if nature gives the green light for each action. Let's see how this works in practice in real life. New moon, the little seed. This is that dark sky. The moon is barely visible. It's a moment of silence. It's good for planning your life, writing down on paper what you want to start. Want to quit a bad habit? Want to start a diet? The new moon is the time to plant that intention before taking action. Waxing moon, the growth. The moon appears little by little, like a thin fingernail. The energy is one of growth. It's time to act. If you need a new job, want to attract money, or start a project, the magical work begins now. Full moon, the peak. The moon is round, powerful. The energy is at its peak. It's harvest time. If you work during the waxing phase, now is the time to give thanks. It's great for self-love spells, gratitude, or for charging your objects. You know that bracelet, that crystal, that amulet? Leaving it out in the full moon's night dew is like giving it a recharge. Waning moon, the farewell. The moon is decreasing. It's time to let go. It's time for cleansing. Not just the house, but spiritual cleansing. Light a white candle and ask for that headache, that evil eye, that past hurt to go away. It's time to release, so the cycle can begin again at the next new moon. And that's where the moon's cousin comes in, astrology. It might seem complicated, but think of it this way. If the moon gives the when to do it, astrology helps with the how and the where. But before all that, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Let's take simple, everyday examples to make it easy. Example 1, moving house or deep cleaning. The planet Saturn rules organization, serious matters. The sign of Capricorn does too. If you're going to do a deep clean of the house or settle debts, Trying to do it when the moon is in a more organized sign like Capricorn or Virgo helps. The energy gives you that push. Example 2. That date or reconciliation. The planet Venus is love, affection. If you want to improve your marriage or attract romance, it's good to do your spells or light your candles on a Friday, Venus's day, or when the moon is in Libra or Taurus, signs she rules. Example 3. Communication. If you need to take a test, go for an interview, or resolve an argument, the planet Mercury helps with communication. Making a request on a Wednesday, Mercury's day, or with the moon in Gemini can help you speak better. And how does the average person do this in practice? What is this magic they talk so much about? There's no mystery. Magic is using our intention, together with the force of nature, to give life a little nudge. Here are examples of things anyone can try without fear. Moon water. This is the simplest and most famous. Take a glass jar with filtered water. On the next full moon, leave the jar out in the night dew, in a place where the moonlight hits it. You can leave it outside or on the windowsill. The next day you have moon water. Uses. Take a sip to calm anxiety. Dab on your face for self-care. Use it to cook rice, infusing it with love for the family, or spray it around the house to bring peace. Herbal bath. You know the scent of lemongrass, lavender, or rosemary. You can take a handful of these herbs, fresh or dried. Boil water, let it cool until warm, strain it, and take a bath from the neck down after your regular shower. Important. Rosemary attracts money and protection. Lavender calms and attracts good dreams. It's a moment of self-care, of feeling the scent of the earth. Lighting a candle with intention. You don't need a fancy altar. Take a simple white candle. White works for everything. On a small piece of paper, write down what you desire. Health for my mom. Peace at my job. Light the candle, hold the paper in your hand, take a deep breath, and think strongly about this desire. Then, burn the paper in the candle's flame carefully, or place it under the saucer. Let the candle burn safely. Homemade smoke cleansing. Smudging to clean the house after a fight, or when you feel the environment is heavy. Take an old pan with a little bit of charcoal or even a frying pan. Put in some rosemary, lavender, garlic peel. Let the smoke rise and walk through the house with it, opening the windows. As you do this, speak. Sacred smoke, carry away what is heavy, leave only peace here. The intention is more important than the smoke. Wicca is not about dominating others or harming anyone. The golden rule is, and it harm none, do what ye will. This includes yourself. Magic to bind someone, to break up a couple, to cause harm, that is not Wicca. That's manipulation, and it creates a heavy burden for the one who does it. It doesn't replace a doctor. If you are sick, go to the doctor. The herbal bath and the candle are support for the spirit, a comfort for the soul, but they don't cure serious illnesses on their own. Start simple. You don't need to buy 1,000 things. Nature gives you everything. A little stone from the backyard can be your crystal. A tree branch can be your wand. What matters is the connection, not the price of the object. There's no competition. There is no better Wiccan than another. Someone who performs a simple ritual at home with faith has just as much power as someone with an altar full of gold. Now that you have some important information about Wicca, you can already understand how it correlates with astrology. Therefore, the Astral Lens app provides useful elements for Wiccan practice. Astral Lens has lunar calendar, database of incense based on your sun sign and ascendant, natal chart to help choose the best dates and times, sunrise and sunset times, moon age meaning how illuminated it is, This gives you an idea of the upcoming phase, helping you time your magic to be ready for the most favorable moon. Numerology for practitioners who use this information. As explained, besides serving astrologers and enthusiasts, Astral Lens is also a perfect tool for magic practitioners, saving you time in planning and providing knowledge of astral characteristics. Don't forget to hit that like button, share, and subscribe to the channel to receive notifications about new video releases. Thank you for making it to the end.